Sunum koyar. Sunum.
Nasıl geliyor burada? Upcoming diyor.
Start to wait for the start değilmiş.
So I think we can get started by welcoming everyone. Thank you very much for attending our webinar that will, cover what is happening in agentization of the world and what is going on with artificial intelligence technology. I'm Taigun, by the way, from Opsonic, that whom actually established several businesses in financial technology and exited them successfully. So far, I have created over 2 billion of value with the combined companies that I have created. I'm experienced in fintech, regulation technologies, banking technologies, and other stuff that actually somehow related to financial technologies. And I'll let our CTO Onur will introduce himself, then we'll move on.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay. Can you hear me, Taygun? Okay, so nice. Hello, guys. I'm Onur, and I'm the CTO of the team. Last years, I was working for the cloud infrastructures and the APIs and microservices, actually. So currently, I'm leading our technical side, and in Upwork, we are developing agent infrastructures and the agents for fintech. So thank you for everyone. And we will talk about the agentization in fintech companies. So, okay, I think we can move on.
So I think to get into how agentization works, we have to explain how you can agentize properly, because there is a lot of buzzwords about artificial intelligence up and down. There is foundational models that actually providing a great value to us to agentize actually our companies to create products AI native. But to do so, we need some basic stuff actually, and some complex stuff that will give us a proper enablement opportunity for for agentization, and I would like you to talk about how we can create a book, create an agent. What is the story behind it, Honor? Maybe you can explain the basic needs. Then we'll take it from there to switch to fintech area.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay, it's a good point for the presentation actually. How the agency work actually, and that's a great question because um, because there's an interesting answer for that. My answer is uh, there is lots of AI infrastructures around the world. Like everyone is just selling some AI tools and everyone developing some AI agents to companies. But basically, at the first step, as a first step of agent station, we need an infrastructure. So that's a clear step. And for the agent station side, we have two infrastructure products. The first one is agent framework. And the agent framework, basically, you are just designing your agent. It's a tool for building an agent. And actually, agents are just like us. Like they are making some actions. They have some knowledges. They have some memory. So there is lots of similar things. And in the agent framework side, we are supporting to designing an agent that exactly makes same things just like you. So that's the first step, the agent framework. And after the designing your agent, you need to uh, move that to the production for a company to automate your jobs because as you know, like as a human employees, we have some office and we're just going into the office and then we're just sitting up and open the computer and then we're making some actions. It's a simple thing. But as for the agents, we also need an digital office for our agents. Like they will run in this office and they will have some computer. They will interact with the browser tabs and making some actions just like you. So the agent OS is a digital office for agents. So as a summary, in the agent framework side, we are designing our agents with their memory, with their knowledge base, and with the tools and maybe the MCP integration. And in the agent OS side, it's the digital office for AI agents, for your AI employees. So that's the how looking our infrastructure for the companies, the framework and the agent OS.
So we can say that actually, the agent framework is the tool that we are creating our digital identities that supposed to copy our workflows, that what is happening in office daily, and then to make sure that this created agent is doing what it's supposed to do. We need an operating system to follow it, more or less like an open office, like an office for your digital identity to follow what is happening. If that worker is doing what that worker is supposed to do, and if there is a wrongdoing, you need to correct it, right? You need to fix that issues, and that is what this digital office is doing.
Exactly.
Okay, that's great. That's a good point. So I mean, to start actually agentic transformation based on what Arun said, I will go directly to a point that actually interacting with anything, it's not supposed to relate it specifically for fintech, because what we need to do when we develop an agent, when we are creating an identity, a digital identity for us, we need a file of expertise. That file of expertise needs to be written as workflows to have a digital worker. So we need to make sure that we are, providing a great workflow that exactly looking like what an office employee is doing to handle agentic transformation, at least for the first step, right? I mean, you need to know what that agent supposed to do, how it should do it, and Moreover, you need a safe space, a safe environment for digital worker to actually avoid any potential threat. So you need to give the right authority to right agent to let them do what they're supposed to do, is what I understood. Please correct me if I have said something, wrong, Honor. You can correct me, or you can add your comments, anytime you'd like to.
Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah, I'm agreeing with you, but I just want to yeah, I just want to explain how hard the discovery section, because uh, in most of case that we built the agent, yeah, actually the hardest part is discovery section, because as Tiger said, and as always we said, we yeah the experience on the area is the most critical part, because as
Mhm.
an agent developer and also as a technical guy, the
Mhm.
main problem is, if you want to build an agent, also you should be yeah, you should learn all the thing about the case. Like if the case is onboarding, like as all yeah, as every fintech company, there's lots of fintech companies that makes onboarding, as you know. And
Mhm.
for
Mhm.
example, onboarding side, uh, as a developer, you need to learn how onboarding works and fields are checking, and which fields are important and which fields are not, and what's the critical problems and what's not. So you need to understand everything about the case before the building. So and I think you can explain about the experience and discovery side, Tycoon, because as I said, it's the most critical part.
Yeah, I mean, in general, no matter what we do, we need to know what we are doing. We need to know, we need to learn actually, not know, but learn what we're supposed to do. When we are welcoming a employee to our office, there is an orientation session that actually speeds up the integration of that employee. And agents are no different. Agents are the same, actually, because they are the digital workers, and we need to teach them, what they can do, what I am doing in my daily routine in the office, and actually transforming that knowledge to that digital identity to make sure that that digital identity is doing what it's supposed to do. And I think that orientation is the same for an employee and for a workflow. We need to show them the right way. Otherwise, I mean, usually people are saying, agents are not capable to do that, or do this, and I think that if your workflow is broken, maybe you should check what is happening inside your company, because it most likely is the same inside the company, and you are facing with the same difficulties as a person. And that means that you're not configured your digital employee, and you're not installed the right file of expertise to it, so that agent cannot actually function as you want, because you configured it in the wrong way, is my experience on that file. And more than that, I mean, you need to create reliability for your employees and for your agents. You need to provide safety policies for your employees and for your agents. Practically, no matter how I look to do that case, it looks exactly like how we are onboarding a people into our company. It's the same. You need
Exactly.
to create an environment to let that employee feel secure, knows, uh, he belongs or she belongs to the office, to the environment itself. And that is exactly the same for the agents. You need to teach them. You need to let them work for you. You need to improve their tasks, day by day, to let them actually create a space for you. Because how I see agents are in general, people are saying, and I have several times brought in LinkedIn that the expectation is way too high. I mean, and the bubble is saying that, yeah, you'll be jobless, but as Upsonic, we are seeing it totally different. Those agents are here for creating you a better environment and giving you a space to become more creativity. That's how I feel about agents, and that's how I feel about enabling a agentic company. The idea behind it is creating space for people so they can be more productive, they can be more creative, or they can concentrate more important tasks that is not repetitive, that is not killing their time. That's how I see the situation from my side, actually.
And I just want to add something. Uh, Maybe we can say most of the companies are designing the agentation process wrong. Like, because I think as you said, the agentation is, yeah, agentation process have lots of steps. You need to learn and you need to build some safety policies around of the agent to keep your
Yeah,
agent secure. And also you need to iterate because agents are not the deterministic softwares. They are just making some decisions, reading something, and understanding something. So you need to iterate also. So I just want to say most of the companies are designing the process wrong because they are just over expected. Like they are expecting agents to make everything at once.
yeah.
I'm saying, hey agent, please solve my onboarding, and then I'm waiting to make my onboarding agentized. But that's the wrong way. And what the thing about that topic, the expectation and the agentation process of the companies.
Well, I think you're damn right on that, because when you're talking about onboarding, we are talking about several steps. We are collecting the data as you know that can happen digitally, or that can happen through an email, or a person can gather that documentation and try to validate it. And that is not enough. I mean, the sales guy is providing the documents, the operation is passing it to compliance, the compliance sharing it with the risk department, and
Yeah,
that same file is visiting different business units, actually. So you cannot say, hey agent, can you onboard that customer? That won't work. So you need a separation, you need a segregation when you are actually enabling an agent. And moreover, you actually have to think it like a baby. Okay, you have to think it like a baby, and
yeah,
you need to give it one task at a time to make sure that that baby is learning, that baby is growing. And when you actually giving it a piece of task, it actually works better, it gives you the better reason. But when you actually give that baby a lot of tasks, and a heavy task, let's say a heavy task is not ideal for the baby. Am I right? I mean, you cannot
yeah.
expect that baby to carry a tons of documents and provide a result to you. So you need to piece. You need to create an environment that actually providing little amount of information to that agent and move based on the result. So the decision corners are existed for one reason, to make things actually smaller. Each decision corner will give you another one, and then you'll get the result. But
Yeah,
then again, that actually what is happening inside the company with the humans.
exactly.
Now, with agentic approach, you can speed up the process, because with each person and each business unit, the conflict is growing. I mean, between the units, the communication is getting heavier. Everyone is wants their customer to be prioritized. Like, what is happening with my customer is the first thing you can hear from a sales guy. Like, did we onboarded the customer X while the other salesperson is pushing you for the customer Y? And that is the stress that we are installing to employees, and that's what we need to change. And that's why agentic transformation makes sense, and it should start with the repetitive tasks, and it should start with actually making sure that onboarding process is handled by agents, is my answer to your question actually, because that's how you should start your transformation. On your back end, there might be a lot of tasks that is repetitive and killing your time. But if you are not welcoming the first guest correctly, then you'll most likely will do the same mistake for the second customer, for the second visitor as well. So you
Yeah,
need to start from the beginning is what I feel.
I agree. And uh, Tycoon, I have a question, but also uh,
Yeah.
it's another question that comes from also we have a question, and I want to ask you. Uh,
Mm, mm,
Actually, the investment side of the AI agents transformation, like
mm,
as you know, there is lots of for example, just imagine I'm a employee that I'm an employee who is working on a fintech company, and I heard lots of agent solutions. Also, there's lots of
mm.
tools, and I'm just curious about what is the investment of this point. Like, what's the investment point? What's the investment that I need? And the follow-up questions actually. So, what do you think about the investment side, about the agents?
Well, I mean, I'll answer with two way. Sooner or later, each company ultimately focusing on growing. Okay, they want to scale, they want to grow faster, they want to acquire customers faster than the other. And to do that, they are hiring people continuously. Okay. They are actually growing their numbers of employees to scale, to have a better customer service, to have a better onboarding process, to have a better risk assessment process. And that company is, starting with 20 to 200 and still having a pain when it comes to handle onboarding or handle merchant welcoming, let's say. And
Yeah, yeah,
from investment perspective, agents are more um, cost efficient. I will say that, yeah, cost efficient, considering how long it takes for us to find a risk manager, how long it takes for us to onboard an operations specialist rather than a manager. I mean, even though if that is an associate, we spend a lot of time to find the right candidate, teach
yeah,
that right candidate the things we actually would like that candidate to do, and hoping that candidate will stay in the company. So from investment perspective, I'll be painfully clear on that. I mean, it might hurt, some people, but from how I look and where I look, those agents are not going anywhere. So they are not seeking for jobs. They are improving their self to provide you better service day by day. If you really invest in agentic transformation, then your company can scale while your headcount stays is the magic itself. And if you are asking me as a as a several fintech builder and executive here, I'll be open with you. The reason why I found Upsonic, why we actually found Upsonic and decided fintech vertical is basically that the AI native fintech companies will dominate not their countries but global scale, at global scale. That's my answer to that question. So investing in agents are actually making sense more than investing a human, because that human is actually taking a lot of time. You are educating, and then an offer is coming from your rival for a better salary. They are switching, and that is the nature of the world. I'm not against it. I mean, people are seeking better jobs, and I'm totally fine with that. But the
exactly.
agents are at least here to remove that associate part, because I think I can openly say that I think uh, slightly, entrance and a little above entrance jobs are handled by agents nowadays. either you accept it or you don't. That's what is happening. That's what the other companies do, and that's how I feel about agents for now. I mean, they don't have seniority as we speak, but tomorrow maybe we can create an agent that is as senior as a people who is worked in this industry for at least 10 years. Or we can even create a Taigun from teaching that agent is the thing here. For now, the capability or the probability seems low, but the foundational models are improving as we speak. That
Exactly.
is that is the reason why agents should be investable, in my opinion.
Gotcha. Okay, so uh, I think we can move on to the current agents that we are working on, and because they yeah, each agent have their own story. Like there is lots of
Yeah,
manual works at behind of that, behind of them, and
yeah,
basically we're just designed and we're just code and we're just send it to production these agents for the fintech companies.
yeah,
So they are currently improve. They are currently increase the efficiency at the companies. So
yeah.
and what do you think about these agents, Tycoon? The onboarding and the risk monitoring and the mail classification. What do you think about them?
I mean, I'll talk about them, but let me say one thing. Let me share a vision that is in my mind and that is actually making me wake up every morning and come to the office. And that is simply that, we should do a done, okay? We should actually make sure that every repetitive task should be replaced. Today, I mean, you are too late. You are too late. You have to, you should have actually transformed that things, yesterday. That's what I'm gonna say. Because
Yeah, yeah,
imagine a fintech company that actually agentized onboarding, lending, payment facilitating, reconciliation, periodic control, and risk assessment, social intelligence gathering at the same time. And now I'm leaving the audience with the idea to just imagine, what gonna happen to your employees if you actually created a DOM and actually accomplished to create the ultimate, fintech company. So that is the question to whomever is listening to us right now, because that is the ultimate goal. That's what I want to accomplish. That's what we are trying to do. That's why we exist in the first place. Because we'd like to penetrate every single market with the agents, we have in our hand. But also, I would like to a company, actually start with onboarding, but and then, cover all the agentic workflows to reduce their employees and see how it works, how it actually changes the game. Because that is a game changer itself. That's how you change the game. And that's what we are trying to do as Upsonic. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to build. That's what I'm trying to improve each day with contribution of the valuable team that helping us every day, because that's what we supposed to do. That's what is happening in the real world right now, not just in Turkey, not just in GCC. It is happening in UK. It is happening in LATAM. It is happening in US. It is happening in Europe, and those are usually late. Now even US is even even European Union is faster than it has to be, because they want to catch the train. They want to be part of this agentic transformation, is what I'm going to say at this point. Because no matter how you look, what we are doing is one way or the another. That is RPA 2.10. We are putting decision corners and making sure that the thing is working flawlessly. Small decisions to create bigger outcomes. That's how agents should be think. That's how agents are working as we speak, because that is the maximum outcome of the agent. Our goal is actually providing a ROI to our customers, and that's what we are doing. That's why we have built such agents to create value, not for the company, but for the employees as well. We want them to be more creative. We want them to be more relaxed and thinking about critical issues that actually taking waiting them ahead, and making sure that those guys can breathe well, because there is a stagiaire in their environment that actually does the basic work for them. And to explain it with onboarding, I would like to say that every fintech is created for one reason: to onboard customers and process their payments. I mean, processing payments somehow ending up with getting integrated with Mastercard, with Visa. So that part is based on your capability to develop a better software than the other. But our goal is actually welcoming the customer, right? I mean, making sure that we are onboarding the customer. And here I'll give an example of how our onboarding agent works actually. And you either can have your own page or you can use our page. It doesn't matter, because the result is the same. The first thing is first, right? We need to collect basic data. What's your name? What's your surname? What's your company's name? What is your volume production? What is your phone number? And then we are moving to the real shit. We are asking them to provide their papers, the legal papers of the company, to process them, to analyze them, to make sure those guys are doing what they are doing actually. So we have to check AML, we have to check OFAC, we have to check PAP, we have to check who is the manager, we have to check shareholders, and we have to check if the company is still alive, if the provided papers are valid or not. And that takes time. That really takes time. That is annoying. And today, you can do it with an agent. Let the agent collect the papers, let the customer upload the papers, and the agent can actually think, analyze, and confirm that if that application is valid or not. And then we'll give you a ultimate review, and you can check it with a single click, and then you can approve it. So we actually created an onboarding solution, an onboarding agent to simplify things, because finance is complex, and the financial technologies are all about complexity. And to simplify, to improve, to actually make things smoother, there is new technologies, and that's what actually we are doing. We are using agentic OCR, we are using governmental APIs, we are validating documents, we are making sure that the customer is saying what the customer wrote, what the customer delivered, and if that is valid or not is how we are handling the first step of the onboarding from my point of view. And if you have anything to add to that topic, please feel free to add your technical view on that, because from my side, that is how we are managing the things.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the onboarding agent is really interesting because it was the first step of the agent station at the fintech company. Like as you said, it's the
Yeah.
first step to get there. Yeah, it's first step for every fintech company. Like I need to onboard some merchants, and so at the technical side, I just want to add, yeah, the agentic OCR and the other technologies are just helpful for completing the process automatically. Like agentic OCR is reading any field from any documents. You can
yeah,
upload any kind of paper, and then the agentic OCR is just reads all the facts and reason and locate the point that you are searching for. Like if you
yeah,
want to search for shareholders from document, the agent
mm,
also finds the location of shareholders first. So
mm,
that's the differentiation between the traditional and the new agentic way. Agents are capable to reason, capable to find, capable to analyze your things. So
yeah,
that's the thing that I want to add. The agentic
yeah,
OCR.
yeah. I mean, that's really the magic itself, right? You're just teaching, what the agent should check, and you're making sure that the agent is actually checking the paper and providing you a result that actually a human also checking it with the eyes to figure
Yeah,
out the
exactly.
numbers, figure out the name, and that's how agentic OCR is working, and it is very similar to 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 human interaction. It is really copying, what a human is doing end of the day, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that requires, a field of expertise to teach that agent, what file means what, which field is supposed to be there, and which field is not relevant, is the magic itself. And I think that the right way to use AI is that. I mean, copying human actions, copying humans interactions, and making sure that the result is as good as a human can do, or even better, because that agentic dude is working even at nights, because um, it is just a GPU power end of the day.
Yeah, yeah, and we have lots of electricity for powering up our GPUs. And
Yeah,
like, I just want to answer a question.
yeah,
Uh, it's yeah, the Brock is asking for how can we merge AI agents with our existing workflows and softwares? Yeah,
mm,
my answer is that's a really critical, that's a really important
yeah,
question because, as you said, we have lots of existing solutions, existing softwares in our company, and most of the times we call them back office dashboards. And
yeah,
uh, for the answering that, we yeah in our onboarding process we have module system like every
mm,
part of onboarding, like reading the documents, verifying them, and calling governmental APIs and extracting the results. Every point of our services are a module also, so we can provide the API and also you can integrate to your system. So we are providing some UIs to
yeah,
make onboarding smoothly, but also
yeah,
we have some APIs to integrate to your system. So you don't need to remove your current workloads or current softwares. It's just speed up
mhm,
to connect to we are connected to the edges and the points.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the beauty of building a microservice, based AI company, right? You just giving what you need to give, and then you are just considering yourself successful based on the integration level that actually is is solving the problem itself. I mean, we are not a software company anyways, to point that out. We are not a software company. We are an AI native company that's solving the problems little by little, and the system itself is built to provide results, because when you are requesting something, to your employee, you are expecting to that employee to take an action, right? And that's what we are doing end of the day. They are asking us to do something, and then we are providing the result itself. And that is the beauty of the AI and the microservice based companies. Our job is more or less not developing another complex software to make things even complex, and that is totally against the foundation of Upsonic, because we are here to simplify. We are here to actually make things easier for everyone.
Exactly. So, and let's move on to the merchant monitoring side, because as you said, as a vision, we are completing it down, and it's the next step after your onboarding,
Yeah,
because you need to monitor your merchants, and the stage is yours.
yeah. I mean, monitoring your merchant is actually a little tricky, I would say. I mean, regulation-wise, we're supposed to make sure that our merchants are doing what they are supposed to do. There isn't a fraud activity. There isn't a money laundering activity. There isn't a bullshit. I will say that. Sorry for my foul mouth, by the way. But our job is making sure that the company is not threatening our business. That's the expectation from a fintech expert's perspective. And to do that, we actually using several tools that costing us a lot to just to monitor, just to take actions based on transactional activities. But before that, we also need to actually score them, right? It all starts with a basic scoring somehow, because whomever we are onboarding, a customer, a merchant, an individual, no matter who, we are scoring them. We are trusting them to don't do anything against the rules or the regulation. And to agentize it, we have to teach to the agent that what is safe. I mean, it's an interesting word, right? What is safe in the first, whom we are trusting. And the nature of the business starts with the trust. But to gain the trust, we have to collect certain amount of data, and then to make sure that the credibility is good enough to enable a digital transactional page for the customer, to let them handle transactions through my company, let's say. So we have to make sure that we actually checking their social media. We have to check each individual's social media. We have to check their purpose. We have to check the sanction list, if the company is listed or not. We have to check their credibility end of the day, and to provide an ultimate outcome that actually tells you something based on that data, where the company is founded, how old is the founders, whom is representing the company, who has the ultimate authority, who is the ultimate beneficial owner. If that company is created with the complexity, you can have seven companies above the company whom applied to your company is the thing here. And if you're leaving it to a person, based on my experience, I'll be quite open on that, by the way. It takes months to land a complex company that have multiple owners, and multiple companies are owning a little amount of shares and blah blah. So that's why you should have an agent that actually collects all the information and provides you an ultimate, risk score that is actually telling you something. And it should be, handled by an agent with small decision corners once more, because you cannot tell an agent to score a company. based on your knowledge, then the LLM will go crazy. I'm telling you that the LLM will go crazy and provide you a result that actually is not relevant, is not
Exactly.
true, and is not worth to see. So that's why for each level you have to create a decision layer, and then you should check each different data and provide a result to handle risk scoring and inform that company whom you are working about the merchant itself. And you should do it regularly, by the way. I mean, risk is not something that stays still, right? Like,
Exactly.
risk is not working like that. Today I'm not risky, but tomorrow I might. So you never know. And you have to check your customers periodically. You have to make sure that those customers are actually doing what they're supposed to do. Otherwise, regulation wise, you are in bad place and you'll face with regulatory, even your company will get closed or will get fines based on jurisdiction. And that's the crazy part of owning a fintech company. I mean, I'm lucky that, I'm not part of any fintech company anymore. And but at least, now I'm trying to help them to actually have a better product that actually is solving their problems. So that's, that's what makes me happy. And that's, how merchant monitoring works here in Upsonic. We are checking them consistently for you. We are scoring them. We are making sure that those merchants are alive. Those merchants are doing what they are committed to do. They do have what they actually committed is how we are handling it with our merchant monitoring agent is what I'm going to tell about this topic. But if you have anything to add, just feel free. I mean, just feel free to interrupt me anytime.
Yeah, the most important point, scale. And yeah, in merchant monitoring agent, technically, we are providing a agent that runs all the time and track each merchants that you have. Like if you have 100 or if you have uh, more agents, the agents are tracking all of your merchants and all the time. So that's the most critical part. It's because as we said before, the scalability and the limits of the agents are just based on the GPUs, not based on any other things. So
Yeah.
it's an interesting service because you're monitoring your merchants, but it's also good to get a great knowledge about your merchants and keeping you safe, because the regulations are strict, and also the fintech companies needs to be strict at the regulations point.
Yeah, I agreed on that. I mean, agreed on that. I cannot add, anything more than this to that topic. But that's the scalability itself is interesting no matter how you look. Rather than employing 30 people, you just increasing the number of the agents you deployed, and they are doing what they're supposed to do is really revolutionary, I think, or a groundbreaking thing that actually is helping us to scale while we don't scale as people.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Let's move on to the mail classification side, and it's another part for the fintech companies. And yeah, I think you can start, and then I can add some things.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. You really worked a lot on that topic while we are creating the classification agent. But from my perspective, I'll be straightforward on that. Having a mail classification agent helping you to reduce the amount of actually people you are holding on your support center, because you are receiving several emails from governmental authorities or from people that actually would like to have a dispute, or actually faced with something that irrelevant and having a difficulty to to reach out to you due to high load of emails is what is happening. I mean, the banks are sending you something, the regulation authorities are sending you something, while you are getting another regulatory regulation authority email that actually contains another information, and sometimes they are asking you to respond, sometimes they are notifying you, yeah, just for your information. But sometimes there is urgent matters, there is classified matters actually that supposed to not spread into the company, is what is happening inside a fintech company. And to solve that, yeah, I should thank you on that. I mean, we have developed a mail classification agent that actually reads emails and making sure that that email belongs to a department that supposed to respond, and forwarding it to them. And even further, if you let agent do that, the agent is answering based on the integration level, finding the evidence you asked as a regulation authority, and providing you the ultimate result is the beauty of this mail classification agent, if you're asking to me. I mean, that's what I think. And I mean, it took a lot of time of yours and the teams, but I'm so proud of this agent, because it really handled a massive amount of work. And now the people whom actually working with us actually said to us that, yeah, you know what, that shit is good, that shit is working. And that's the proud itself.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of copilot. Like you have, as you said, you have lots of emails that comes from different origins, and the point is there's some due dates and there's some action items that comes
Yeah,
with the mails. So agents are track them and note them, and also show you like you need to answer that today, or you need to answer that in 3 days. So the agents are important for, yeah, basically agents are just turns every email to a case that you need to follow, that you need to follow up, and that you need to track, that you need to complete. So that's how how the user experience works in here. Every
yeah,
mail is actually a case, and yet you need to close it. So our agents are just doing the those things, the due date
yeah,
extraction and the actionable items, extracting the actionable items, and uh, adding some smart response drafts to your email.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean that's really the beauty to automate that thing. I mean, even though there is still room to improve, I know that. I feel it. We are working on that. Will not disclose it, but we are working on that. And even though the first version of that is really reduce the mistake level that usually happens in customer support field, because usually they are late, usually we are missing emails, and now at least we are on time to respond to regulation authorities or the banks, about what they are asking, and providing them the data itself to avoid, further conflict with them. And I mean, none of us, wants to have a conflict with a bank or a regulation authority anyways. That's the thing, I'll say on that topic.
Yeah. So, yeah. And so, actually, we're just explaining three different agents, and as we explain, every agent has their own story. And
Yeah,
uh, when we look from the back, it's it's a different process because we're just automating some process which handled by humans right now, but there's a
yeah,
transformation and it's clear. So the current movement is automating them with agents. So That's the how it's looking, and what are our current agents. So
Yeah.
that's an interesting thing.
Yeah.
Okay, and and also I'm just checking for the comments and some questions
Yeah.
for answering them. Yeah, okay. Uh, okay, I think our presentation is just done, so we
Yeah.
can wait for some comments also. If you want to add something or if you want to add some free topic, it can be cool.
Well, I mean, if whomever is listening us right now have any questions, I'd like to answer those. But other than that, I'd like to say, thank you for who is attended here and listened. How you can turn your fintech into an AI native one with us is deeply appreciated, and moreover, I often say that to whomever I'm speaking. So it's safe to say it here. It doesn't have to be upsonic, who is your partner, but you should start from somewhere, no matter what. I mean, the future is here, and following up that future, following up that new technology is dominating us is the key here. And if you pick us, we'll be more than happy to assist you at any time, provide you more data about what we are doing, what we have accomplished so far is my message.
Yeah. Agreed on that. Okay. Uh, okay, I think there's no questions right now.
Okay.
And yeah, by the way, we can close that. Just give me a sec. Yeah, I will check the LinkedIn too. Okay, we have already answered all the questions.
That's good news. I mean,
Yeah,
because we are reaching the an hour mile, and that's really a long, amount of time for me to talk. So thank you very much for who have watched us, till now. I appreciate it, and looking forward to speaking, with each of you. If you'd like to reach out to us, just we are one click away from you. Find us through LinkedIn, reach to us through our webpage, and we'll be there for you.
yeah. Okay, thank you so much, and take care, everyone.